Welcome to There's Always Hope radio broadcast with Helen Blocker-Adams, a weekly 15-minute commentary that addresses social issues challenging and impacting the fabric of our lives each day. Straight talk on the issues, transforming people and communities. Helen is on a mission from God to energize people to make a difference in their own lives and the lives of others. So now, join Helen for today's There's Always Hope radio broadcast.
I am not for sale. Helen captures the essence of a conversation she had with a friend about our Congress and politics and turned it into today's commentary. Yes, I had a chat last week with a friend who publishes a very popular magazine. He is also a Facebook friend. He had an interesting status update that had me curious. I thought about asking him about it via email, but I never got around to it. So I'm sitting in my favorite coffee house last week and he walked in. I thought this would be an ideal time to ask him about it face to face. So here is what it said. It said, I'm not dead and I'm not for sale. I'm not dead and I'm not for sale. Now, at first glance, I really didn't know what he meant by that. But this guy is a thinker. He's politically astute, speaks his mind, loves his community, loves his country. So I figured it was probably political, but I didn't want to assume exactly what he meant by that comment. So I asked him. He sat down and said, Helen, I want to send a message to our politicians that I want them to talk to me, not at me. That I have a voice. I want to hear the truth, not all the rhetoric. If they cannot resolve a particular issue, then tell us so. Tell me the truth. I can hear. I'm willing to listen. I am not dead. He then went on to say that he's not for sale. And what he meant by that was, don't just think, I'm going to buy anything and everything the politicians say just so they can appease me and the masses, keep them happy, in other words, so they can get votes in the next election. He said, I'm smarter than that. And he also made it clear that this message was for all elected officials in Washington, D.C. in particular, no matter the political affiliation. He said they could be with the Purple Party. It didn't matter. He still felt the same way. Yes! I told him I totally understood what he was saying. He was talking my language. We both said that there are tens of thousands of people all over the U.S. who are tired. We're tired of politicians taking us for granted, for assuming we will just accept what they say and leave it at that. I believe the Tea Party came about because people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, granted, some of them tend to be a little extreme in their rhetoric, demeanor, and decor, but these are regular folks like you and I who have banded together because they want to see something different. Now, think about it. If you go back to the 60s and the movement for change in that era, there were many vocal and agitated people who made a lot of noise. Not everyone, black and white, was on the page with this group of people and didn't feel the protests or the marches were necessary. Well, we can't please everyone, can we? Now back to 2011. And we have a problem on our hands, folks. The sentiment of my friend is not very far off the mark. Okay, let's see what I'm talking about. Last week, Congress approval sank to a record-breaking low. That's right, a record-breaking low. Just like we've had record-breaking high temperatures all over the country, our Congress, according to the opinion of Americans, has sunk to a historic low. Now, this is according to a new CNN poll. Only 14%, that's right, 14% of the poll respondents said they approve of the way Congress is handling its job. Now, their job is to handle the affairs of the United States of America, right? Wow. It's the third time since CNN started the poll in 1974 that Congress approval rating has sunk below 20%. Want to know the other two times? Right after this quick commercial break. Thomas & Thomas Design, a forward-thinking design company specializing in creating strong web branding for nonprofit ministries, churches, and small businesses. The team at Thomas & Thomas Design has over 25 years of experience, and they really, really love working with organizations that want high-quality web and photography services. Visit their website at thomasandthomasdesign.com. That's thomasandthomasdesign.com. Okay, so where was I? Right before the break, I mentioned that Congress's approval rating has been 20% or less only 3 times since CNN started its polling in 1974. One of those times was in March 1992 in the midst of the House banking scandal. President Bush was in office then. And the other in June of 1979, the month before President Jimmy Carter delivered his infamous Malay address to the American people. So please note that we had a Republican and a Democratic president during those 3 times of Congress low ratings of 20% or less. So when it comes to the American people getting mad at our politicians, there's no respect of person, or in this case, respect of political party. When you've had enough, you've had enough. Now, this recent CNN poll was taken before and after the House of Representatives vote to pass the Budget Control Act, which raised the federal debt ceiling. Now, I'm going to detour here for a moment, just to bring this concept of federal debt ceiling closer to home. Wouldn't it be nice if you found yourself with your back against the wall and there seems to be nowhere else to go, no way out? You've exhausted all of your resources, no more savings, even the piggy bank is depleted. And you have the option to simply raise your cash flow. Give yourself a raise your salary so you can better take care of your financial obligations. Did you get that? That scenario and concept is pretty much the same as what our politicians did last week. By raising the federal debt ceiling, it simply means that they've created a cushion, a little breathing room that will allow them to operate a little better. Just like if you were to raise your salary just enough to cover your bills and you feel a little more comfort because you've done that. Let me take this a little bit further. Because of the raising of the federal debt ceiling, that means the American public pocketbooks are going to be squeezed a little tighter so that the bills can be paid. You do realize it's taxpayers' money that pays for everything as it relates to government. In this case, the federal government, right? I read an article in the Washington Post the other day that talked about the price of gas going up. Now, that seems to be in the headlines a lot. But there are some other prices going up too, slowly but surely, and people are starting to take notice. The grocery store. Remember the days of going in and spending a few dollars and leaving with 1 or more grocery bags? That was a long time ago, wasn't it? When was the last time you went to a Wendy's restaurant? Do you remember the dollar menu? Frosty, fries, baked potato, side salad, chili, 5-piece nuggets were all $1. I remember going through the drive-thru with $3.50 and leaving happy with my baked potato, side salad, and chili. Now it rings up to over $5. So the prices are going up everywhere we go. People with degrees, 2 degrees, are looking for employment for months at a time. And our politicians are asking us to squeeze a little bit more with what little we have. Folks, that's why their popularity rate is so low. And until they fix things, those numbers are not going to change. But check this out. Here is who must change. is you and me, the American public. The days of waiting for the government to bail you out are gone, people. Let's face it, they can't even bail themselves out of the mess they've created over the many, many years. It's time for you and your family to sit down and have a family chat after dinner. Yes, at the dinner table. You do have one of those, right? Look at where you are, where you want to go. But first say a prayer before you begin your family meeting. Mom and Dad, talk truth to your children. If your finances are not enough to buy the most expensive tennis shoes on the market, tell your children so. Explain to them why. Give it to them straight. Don't keep going in the hole to appease your children. That's what our politicians are doing with us. They're appeasing us with the rhetoric, the name calling, the distractions, while they go deeper and deeper in the hole, debt, just so they can get their way. And most of us are buying right into it. And of course, you know their way is getting reelected in 2012. Put together a budget for 90 days, 120 days. Keep a notepad of all your expenditures. You will find that you're wasting a lot of money that can go somewhere else. Oh, believe me, I'm going to be doing this too, okay? Sure, we want you to pay attention to what's going on around you in terms of politics, our politicians, the economy and such, but don't let that be the determining factor of how you and your family are going to live. Do you remember who holds the future? Who holds today? Who is really in control? Did you forget? God is in control, not our politicians. God was in control yesterday, is today, and will be tomorrow. Step back and take a deep breath. Examine where you are. Be thankful what you do have. Be a positive example to your children. As bad as your situation may be, I can assure you that it's going to be all right. Our politicians have their agenda, and you should have yours. Your agenda should ask the question, what is in the best interest of me and my family? Join me and my friend and say, I'm not dead and I'm not for sale. Listen, I've enjoyed today's commentary and really hope that you'll visit my website at www.helenblockeradams.com. Send me an email and let me know what's on your mind. Do you have any topics for me to discuss? Let me know. I really would like to hear from you. Check me out at helenblockeradams.com. Shoot me an email. Hey, you know what? It's going to be a beautiful day. Everything is going to be better. It will be better. It's going to be all right. And I look forward to having this conversation, another conversation with you next week. Peace.
You have a dream to make an impact on your community, but you need help to make it happen. The Barner Group is an economic and community development firm specializing in providing strategic alternatives to public-private financing. They serve cities, counties, nonprofits, private businesses, and schools. Visit thebarnergroup.com. No matter where you are, they really can help your dreams come true. For more information, visit thebarnergroup.com.
It takes a special person and company to provide care that allows people in their golden years to live with dignity. Golden Rule Healthcare Agency provides companion care and personal care, even Alzheimer's care, dementia, and Parkinson's care. Visit their website at goldenrulehca.com. Licensed to do business in 8 states, they are ready to serve your needs, committed to providing quality and professional care. Services just like the Golden Rule, recently designated as a provider for home care services for employees of Savannah River Nuclear Solutions. Contact Golden Rule Healthcare Agency today.
This is an exclusive Trackliner production.
You have been listening to There's Always Hope radio broadcast with commentator Helen Blocker Adams. Brought to you by the Southeast Enterprise Institute and Golden Rule Healthcare Agency. If you have comments or would like more information, please visit helenblockeradams.com or visit her Facebook page, There's Always Hope Radio Broadcast. If you would like to support our efforts, you can make a contribution on our website. Thank you, and we will see you on the radio next time on There's Always Hope Radio Broadcast with Helen Blocker Adams.